Hey yo, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to a rare unscripted video where I'm going to be going over some of the new reveals that we got here. It's going to be a blind reaction. I haven't seen anything about it yet. I know about a couple of them, right? I know that there is a Mega Scrafty. A lot of people on my Discord have been posting some of the new reveals, but I have not looked at any of them. I've purposely been keeping myself blind. I have anything that has been revealed before this. I already know about, but more majority of the stuff is going to be brand new. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into some of the Mega Dream EX. Uh, I know it's got an English name. I don't know what it is yet. Something Ascent. I don't even know. So this is what we're getting next, right? This is going to be the next set that's coming out. So let's take a look. All right, we got Dragonite featured on the front. So we do know about that one already. I did a short about that. New illustration rare Cynthia Spiritomb has also been revealed. That looks pretty sick. I like that a lot. I definitely want to get that. All right, cool. Good start. Most of the cards in the main set are reprints from last year, as is always the case with the high-class pack sets. These Japanese fans to catch up on the cards they missed. Okay. Okay, so some of this stuff is coming back. Interesting. Interesting. We got Team Rocket Spite Ops reprint. Okay. But why? Why are these getting reprinted? Does it say? This allows Japanese fans a chance to catch up on cards they may have missed. Booster packs come with 10 cards instead of the usual 5, including a guaranteed Pokemon EX. Interesting. Okay. Alright, so let's take a look. Let's see. We got brand new cards, 63 brand new cards, including new trainer Pokemon for Team Rocket, N, and Hop. Also debuts Mega Hawlucha and Mega Electros in the TCG. Gotcha. Alright, so we got Wurmple, 60 HP, immediately unplayable. As long as Dragapult is still in format. What do we got? Evolves from Wurmple. Cascading Cocoon says, when you play this card to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may use this ability. Search your deck for a Cascoon or Silcoon and put it onto your bench. Okay, so it's kind of similar to what the Ninjask and Shedinja do. Except, so we're probably going to be seeing some kind of Beautifly Dustox here. Let's see. Evolves from Silcoon. 40 damage, flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active is now paralyzed. All right, so we do love some paralyzed action here. 80 damage. Your opponent reveals your hand. This attack is 80 damage times the number of energy you find there. Ooh, okay. Okay, so that Mega Abomasnow is getting clapped. All right. And Cascoon is just 90 HP. This one is also 90. Nothing special there. Dustox says, once during your turn, you may flip a coin. If heads, return 1 energy attached to your opponent's active to their hand. Cool. Cool. And then this does damage based on the amount of energy in their hand. That's cool. I like that. I like that. Some energy control and get to do some damage based on the amount of energy in hand. I like that. I like that. Entei, we got Flare Fall, 30 damage. If you have at least 4 fire energy in play, this attack is 90 more damage. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Nummel, 80 HP. Incandescent Body, if this takes damage from the attacks of your opponent's Pokemon, the attack Pokemon is now burned. Alright, so it's got Heatran's ability in an 80 HP basic. Not bad. Camerupt, Burn and Grill, 110 damage if your opponent's active Pokemon isn't burned, this attack does nothing. 170 damage, discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. I don't like it. I wonder if that Nummel is better than the one we already have in format for Camerupt. I'm going to put that on the screen and then make a decision afterwards to see if that one is better. Alright, so Snorunt. We finally have a 70 HP Snorunt. That's really good. That's really good. Especially for you Grimmsnarl players. This is a huge buff to Grimmsnarl decks. Just 10 HP makes it all the better. Then we got Mega Frostlass. Mega Frostlass we've already covered before. This one is 50 damage times the amount of cards in your opponent's hand, so it's basically the same thing as what Chandelure does. Personally, I like Chandelure's engine better, right? Because this one uses that Frostmoth, which says if it's in the active, give one more card to both players, just like what Chandelure does, except the difference is the Frostmoth has to be an active, Chandelure does not. So I still think Chandelure is better. New ends Pokemon, we got Vanillux. This is the one that says double the amount of damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon. So that's really good if you have a solid spread deck. I think this does just fine even outside of ends deck. Like if you got like Usi Spread or something like that, ends Vanillux is crazy good. I'd like to give this a try as like a spread card, separately from ends deck. So I think this card is fine on its own as a spread card. Alright, we got Snom. This is the one, Frostmoth. Inviting Wings once during your turn. If this Pokemon's in your active spot, you can use this ability. Each player draws a card. Yeah, that's exactly what Chandelure does, except it does it from wherever. It doesn't have to be in the active. So I still like Chandelure better. I do like this as a stage 1. I think you give it an air balloon, you can still use it. It'll be just fine. Surfing Beach obviously makes this better than it normally would be, but I don't know. I think having to depend on the stadium and everything like that, too much work. I would still rather just play Chandelure, even though it's a stage 2. Glastrier, alright. Ice Shot, 20 damage. Attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Okay. 20. That's not terrible, it's not great. Frost Typhoon, 130 damage on your next turn. This Pokemon can't use Frost Typhoon. Alright, so it's a bulk card. Alright, Heliolisk. If you play Canary from your hand during your turn, you use this ability. Once your turn, search your deck for 2 basic lightning energy and attach them to this Pokemon, then shuffle. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Because Canary is also a very strong card. It says discard 1 from your hand, get 4 lightning Pokemon into your hand. So being able to do that and then also search out 2 basic lightning energy, that's crazy thinning. That's a lot of thinning. Powerful Bolt, 70 damage. Flip a coin for each energy attached to this Pokemon. This attack does 70 damage times the number of heads. That's pretty good too. I don't hate that. It's not bad. Sorry. Mega Electros EX. So this one is a huge buff to Electric. The one that that gives it, or I mean, huge buff to Electric decks in general. The ones that use Electric as its acceleration engine, because this basically says for 3 lightning energy, you do 190 damage and you paralyze if you discard. You don't even have to do it. You discard 2 lightning energy from this Pokemon and it paralyzes. Guaranteed paralyze. Paralyze is like sleep, except you don't have a choice. You don't have a coin flip out of it. It's just 1 turn, no attack, no retreat. It's better than sleep. Very good. Let's see. Oh, and it's also got a bench snipe option. 60 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon for 2 lightning. Not bad. Let's see. Jumping Trap, 30 damage on your opponent's next turn. The opponent Pokemon can't retreat. During your next turn, this attack's damage is 100 more damage to the defending Pokemon. For 1 lightning, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's retreat lock, and then it does 130 more next turn. 130 damage next turn. That's pretty good. Granted, for a lot of retreat lockers, you want to have less damage, but for something like this is like aggressive retreat lock, right? It's like move this Pokemon or I'm killing it. So I like it. Tapu Koko, first flight. You may use this attack on your first turn. Discard your hand and draw 5. I like that too. Thunder Blast, 130 damage. Discard 2 from this Pokemon. Alright. Oh, Team Rocket's Execute. Alright, Focus Wish, 10 damage. Flip a coin if heads. This attack does 20 more damage. Okay, so Budu counter. Evolves from Execute. Flip 3 coins. If they're all heads, knock out one of your opponent's Pokemon. What? That's funny. Double Edge, 150 damage. This Pokemon does 30 damage to itself. That's bulk. That's definitely bulk. That's really silly though. Flip 3 coins if they're all heads, knock out a Pokemon. That's crazy. Ascension, Mischievous has a way of evolving itself to Mismagius, which, remember, we do have a Mismagius EX that just came out in this set. That's the one that confuses if your opponent switches to the active. I'm pretty sure. I like it. What do we got? Assassin Magic, 60 damage. If your opponent's Pokemon is affected by a special condition, put 6 damage counters on one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Okay. Okay. Another new Rotom, a Psychic Rotom. I like that art. It's very cool. Rotocall, search your deck for as many Pokemon with Rotom in their name as you like and put them on your bench, then shuffle. Okay, cool. So the Rotom box is real. And it's got Gadget Show, too. Oh, nice. A Psychic Gadget Show. Cool. All we need is a dark one, and we're good. Give us something for Guardy. I like this. I like this a lot. More Gadget Show. More ways of hitting a gimmick is great. Like, for example, we got Seismitoad Round that needs to get... I think it got Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff just came out in this set, has Round. So that deck is finally getting some support. I like to see decks like this, where it's like they have this specific attack that it gets stronger through more sets. Give us more of that, please. Hops Phantom. Splashing Dodge. 10 damage, flip a coin. If heads during your opponent's next turns, Pokemon can't be affected by damage or effects of attacks. Okay. It walls itself. That's cool. Trevenant says, Horror Revenge, 30 damage. During your opponent's last turn, if any of your Hops Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an attack, it's 100 more damage. Okay. For 130 for one Psychic, it's not fantastic, but it's something. It's got Corner for 90 damage. Yeah. I think it's bulk. I'm not too interested in that. Spectrier says, discard all energy attached to this Pokemon, plays 12 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay, a little bit like Lost Mine. We got a little, I don't think it's good. I look at every Psychic card in terms of, can Guardy make use of this? Sure, they can. Place 12 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. Sure, they can make use of this, but I don't see this thing doing anything that Screamtail doesn't do better. I don't think this is good. Team Rocket's Diglett. Yeah, we did see this one before. I think I did cover this. The Doug Trio says, whenever your active Pokemon moves to the bench during the turn, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. So if your opponent switches out their active, you get 2 damage counters on that. Could work really well in like Team Rocket's Tyranitar or Team Rocket's Crobat. This does look like it stacks. It looks like it should be able to stack. So you get multiple of these in play, 3 or 4 of them, and then anytime they switch out, you can use something like Repel or like Iron Bundle. You can move their stuff and then force them to have to take damage whenever they put something else in the active, which is pretty cool. I like that a lot. Meditite. Actually, this, now that I think about it, this I would like to see used with the Hops, or no, Ends Vanillix. Just increase the damage counters. Because if you can get a bunch of those in play, and then put like 60, 80 damage counters on, or 60, 80 damage on it, force it to switch out, you're kind of putting your opponent in a place where they could potentially have to sacrifice that thing if they move it, which I like a lot. All right, what do we got? Meditite, 7 HP, draw a card, Dental Slap, okay. Medicham says 150 damage. If you don't have exactly 7 cards in your hand, this attack does nothing. Bulk. Pancham, 10 damage to itself, Reckless Charge, 20 damage. Not even 30, really? We're just going to do 20 damage while doing 10 to yourself? Come on, I've seen Reckless Charges that do better than that. Team Rocket's Tarantula does better than that. Come on. Mega Hawlucha EX. I'm assuming the Pangoro is somewhere else. It's probably a dark type. Mega Hawlucha EX. Strong body. When this Pokemon's knocked out by damage from an attack, flip a coin. If heads, this Pokemon's not knocked out and remaining HP becomes 10 instead. Cool, so it's got Endure. One of my least favorite abilities in the main series games. Somersault Dive. 120 damage. If there's a stadium in play, does 140 more damage, then discard that stadium. Interesting. Okay. Okay. I mean, it's 250 HP basic. Oh, with strong body. I mean, like, so this could be like a Pikachu-like kind of Pokemon, right? Where you just put it in the active to help you tank a turn. Of course, something like Monkey Dory bodies this. This is already weak to Psychic. This thing becomes unplayable because of Guardy, which is really unfortunate. But I mean, it discards Stadium, so yeah, I think it's fine. I don't see myself playing that. Roly-Coly, 20 damage. Interesting, okay. 20 damage on your opponent's next turn. This Pokemon takes 20 less damage from attacks. Not bad. Tar Cannon, 140 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. If you don't have 10 or more basic fighting energy in your discard pile, this attack does nothing. And Bulky Pump says 220, discard 3 energy from this Pokemon. Bulk. I like this. Like, so, look, if I'm saying it's bulk, right? Because I like the bulk box. I find myself digging in there, finding rare gems. I don't see myself playing this. Not even as like a one of, or like maybe like a 1/1/1 line in something else. Not even. So that's all right. We got new Okidogi, nice. 140 HP, Light Punch, 30 damage. That'll score 80 plus damage, 60 more damage for each prize card your opponent took during their last turn. Okay. Okay, so potentially if you lost a Mega Pokemon last turn, this thing's doing, what, 260? Yeah, 260 damage if your opponent knocked out a Mega last turn. That's... So I say it's not bad, but I remember that reversal only works on evolution Pokemon. So, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Team Rocket's Honchkrow, though. Team Rocket's Honchkrow is going to be nuts in Porygon Z. Because Rocket Feather, 60 damage, discard any number of supported cards with Team Rocket in their name from your hand. This attack does 60 damage for every card you discarded in that way. So, potentially, if you got a bunch of Team Rocket supporters in your hand, you could be bodying a Guardy, which is 3 of them. Even Mega Guardy. Mega Guardy is 360. 120 per discard. 3 trainers in your hand, you're bodying a Mega Guardy. We love that. We love that. This is good. This is good. I would definitely consider including this in most Team Rocket's deck. Porygon definitely. Mewtwo maybe. Mewtwo does kind of need a Guardy answer, so that's sick. I love to see that. Galarian Zigzagoon. Got Lightning, 20 damage. Claw slash 50, not good. Oh yeah, that's right. It does evolve a 3rd time in Galar. Galarian Obstagoon, Scar Shot, 70 damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active. Wow. Wow, okay, that could be pretty good. Punk Smash, 160 damage, discard energy from this Pokemon. I like that. I like that. That's pretty good. I think that could have been insane in Marnie's Grimmsnarl. If they made this a Marnie's Pokemon, considering it's already a Galar and already a Dark type. That... Then again, I guess Obstagoon is more of a Pierce thing than... whatever. If this was put in Marnie's, this would be busted. I guess we're lucky that it wasn't. Here we go. Here we go. Scraggy. Knockoff, 20 damage. Notice it's got an 80 HP, not 70. There may be other 70 HP Scraggies. I'm not sure. I'll put it on the screen if that's a thing. Knockoff, 20 damage. Choose a random card from your opponent's hand and discard it. Not bad, actually. Mega Scrafty is the guy. Look how cool he looks. Ignore the white hood. We don't judge him for his character, not his actions. Ability Counter Cowl. If this Pokemon's in the active spot, takes damage from an attack to the opponent's Pokemon. Place 5 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. Alright. So it's a little bit of hit back. We like that. We do have Punk Helmet also in format, which could turn that into 9. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Outlaw Leg, 160 damage. Choose a random card from your opponent's hand, discard it, and discard the top card of your opponent's deck. Oh, so it's a mill card. The mill, or hand control, a little bit of mill. I think it's okay. It's fun. It's gimmicky. Yeah, it's fine. That's all I gotta say about it. All right, here's the Pangoro. Corkscrew Punch, 40 damage. Dark Colorless, Boss Punch, 80 damage. If you have a Pancham on your bench that has damage counters on it, 120 more damage. So 200 damage. Knocking out Guardy and Mega Guardy. Not worth. New Pecharunt, 80 damage, or 80 HP, sorry. Ability Last Chain. If this Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack, search your deck for one card and put it in your hand, then shuffle. Okay. Mochi Rush, 20 damage on your next turn. Mochi Rush does 50 more. Okay. Sure. It's a card. There is already an ace spec that does this, but better. I don't see any deck that I would want to throw this into. I think the other Pecharunt has a better ability. I don't see myself wanting something like that. Though, I mean, in something like Mega Gengar, for example, you get to give no prizes, and you get a card in your hand of your choice. So, maybe. Poniard. 10 damage, your opponent switches their active with a bench. Okay. Bisharp, 50 damage, draw 2 cards. Nice. King Gambit. Attacks used by this Pokemon deal 30 more damage to your opponent's active for each prize card your opponent has taken. Double-edged slash, 180 damage, 50 damage to itself. Okay, so it's Charizard. Okay. Charizard that does damage to itself. Do I like that? I don't really. It's fine. I don't know what you want from me. It's fine. King Gambit's cool, but King Gambit needs an EX. How is it that like basically every other new Pokemon got an EX in Scarlet and Violet, and King Gambit did not? That's a crime. Because King Gambit was on Gita's team. Come on, dude. What are we doing? Alright, Dratini, 80 HP. Okay. Dragonair. So we have covered this one before. This one says it's basically like a Hilda, right? If it has any energy attached to it, you can use this ability once per turn. Search your deck for an evolution Pokemon, reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle. So that's good. That's a really good card. Oh, a Rayquaza. Okay. Assault Break, 20 plus damage if this Pokemon switched from your bench to the active during your turn and switch 90 more damage. And then Dragon Claw, 130. No. And I'm sad to say that. I love Rayquaza. He's a cool Pokemon. Sad to say, no. And Zekrom is good. Shred, 70 damage. Its attacks damage isn't affected by any effects on your active Pokemon, on your opponent's active Pokemon. I'm sorry, this is a terrible recording session. Everybody knows what Shred does. Shred just gets through everything, right? It gets through Corner Pond, gets through Crustle, no matter what. If you have a wall up, it shreds right through the wall. That's basically the point of it. Of course, that doesn't matter for Zekrom itself, but when you're talking about N's Zoroark, who does have an ability and is an EX Pokemon, being able to copy that is really good. So that was much needed for that deck. And then Rampaging Thunder, 250 damage. You can't attack during your next turn, which is an upgrade, I think, from Reshiram, because Reshiram does 170, doesn't have that caveat that you can't use it again next turn. The reason why that's fine is because most N's Zoroark decks already play Pecharunt, so being able to switch it out, switch it back in, lets you use to attack again next turn anyway. So 250 damage every turn potentially, or throw a Binding Emoji on 290 every turn. So this is also a huge upgrade. So we like that. We like that a lot. I think this pushes and Zoroark up to nearly S tier. I would say it's like higher A tier right now with this. Noibat, Knick-Knack Carrying. Search your deck for a Pokemon tool card. Reveal it, put it in your hand. That's fine. Noivern. Flip a coin if heads during your opponent's next turn. Prevent all damage and effective attacks done to this Pokemon. I don't like attacks like that. 70 damage if this Pokemon has a tool attached. 70 more damage. Red Dark and a Psychic. Free retreat, though. I like it. I don't think it's that fantastic. I like it. Light Ball. The attacks of the Pikachu EX this Pokemon tool is attached to does 50 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon EX. Oh, Tail Whap, here we come. No, I'm kidding. Obviously, there's only one Pikachu EX that I think this really works with, and that's the one from Surging Sparks. 350 damage on that thing. You're knocking out most Megas. You can give it a Defiance Band, give it a, the regular band. I can't remember what it's called. One that gives you 10 more. 360 damage is knocking out some Stage 2 EXs. I think it's good. Light Ball makes Joltik Box better. Also, I love the theme. Love me some Pikachu Light Ball action. Thick Scale. The Dragon Pokemon this tool is attached to takes 50 less damage from the attacks from your opponents. Grass, Fire, Water, Electric. Grass, Fire, Water, Electric. I believe. Yes, that's right. Does this... So this definitely helps, like, Mega Dragonite, for example. I don't see Dragapult bringing this. I think Raging Bolt is more likely to play this than Dragapult. Because Raging Bolt does have matchups like... I think Venusaur hits for 240 exactly, right? Ethan's Typhlosion. And Joltik Box matchups as well. I think the thing about Joltik Box though is they have Pikachu which hits for 300, which this wouldn't help. I don't know. Maybe Raging Bolt plays this. I can see CPU doing something with this for sure. Canary. This is the one I was talking about. Discard a card from your hand in order to play this card. Search for 4 lightning Pokemon, reveal them, put them in your hand. So, easy trade, right? One energy discard, or one card discarded from your hand gets you 4 lightning Pokemon. Doesn't say evolution, doesn't say basic, just says 4 lightning Pokemon, put them in your hand. And shuffle, I think that's really good. Anything that gets you 4 freaking Pokemon with 1 card, that's good. And we got new Surfer. Okay, Surfer reprint. Switch your active with your bench. If you do, draw until you have 5. Fine. Anthea and Exodia. You play this card only if you have Ends Darmanitan, Ends Zoroark, Ends Reshiram, Ends Zekrom, Ends Klinklang, and Ends Vanillix, and play all at the same time. During this turn, if your Pokemon knocks something out, you get 3 extra prize cards. So, potentially, knock out a Mega, you take all 6 of your prizes in one turn, game over. Do I think this is a good card? No. Do I think it's funny, and am I going to try to work with it? Yes. I will absolutely work as hard as I can to get a clip of me using Anthea and Concordia for 6 prizes in one turn, because that's too funny. Nightmine. Attacks used by each Terra Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent's. Interesting. So I did hear that we are getting new Terra Pokemon soon. So, which if that's true, I love it, right? Because I love it when they revisit their old gimmicks. So the fact we're getting new things for Terra Pokemon. Attacks used by each Terra Pokemon in play costs 1 colorless more. Do you know what this does? Do you know what this means? This means Dragapult. It's like what is it? Temple of Sinnoh? I think that's the one that makes it. Whatever. It's like Pokemon League headquarters for Terra Pokemon. Ceruledge needs now 2 energy to attack. Dragapult needs a third energy to attack. What else we got? What other big Terra Pokemon do we have in format right now? I know those are the two big ones, but that is extremely good. This changes a lot. I think this is better than Battle Cage against Dragapult, specifically. This will mess them up really bad. I like that. I like that. New reverse holos, cool. I think Budu does deserve that. Team Rocket's Pokemon will have an R logo. Oh, that's awesome. I need it. I need it. Mega Dream EX Secret Rares. Oh, we got the new Damp Psyduck. Gets a full art. Love it. I think the regular base card itself, when I was buying it, was like 12 bucks a piece, which is nuts. We got us some Zekrom. I like that a lot too. Dreepy's mid. No, I do like it. I do like it. This I don't. I don't like that. Mega Brave. I do love these patterns. They look so cool. They're like comic books. Side note, every single one of my my thumbnails uses like this comic book font. And it's because Palafin was my first video, and he's kind of like a comic booky type of character. So that just stuck. Gengar. I like that a lot. Marty's Grimmsnarl SIR, okay. Ascended Heroes, that's what it's called. Okay. Yeah, so all in all, I think the set is cool. Nothing really stands out as something I really want to cook with. Excited for new Rocket Pokemon. I think Honchkrow may get a spot in my Mewtwo deck, because I have been struggling with Guardy. Definitely goes in Porygon, 100%. What else we got? Mega Hawlucha, I wasn't really interested in. I am excited for En's Vanillux. That seems cool. Psychic Rotom also is cool. Electros is probably one of my most anticipated ones from this set. Yeah, that's about it. I think it's cool. New cool stuff to work with. Lots of reprints. It's a lot of reprints. Mewtwo. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, nothing super stood out to me. But it's a new set. Always love to see new Pokemon cards. So, if you like what you saw, go ahead and give me a sub. That would be fantastic. I appreciate y'all watching. And I am on the road to 3,000. I think I'm like 5 away as of recording this. So if you can get me to 3,000, that would be fantastic. But that's all I got for today. I appreciate y'all, and have a good one.